which is here,
Hello.
and me, and we are going to make a rotisserie chicken run. So we figured we would come on. A lady at our church, every once in a while, we go to Sam's Club once a month, and when we did yesterday, we picked up 2 extra chickens, and she wasn't home. So we have to go back out and deliver them, which is fine, which we gets to take you along to deliver 2 chickens. But I know the devotions didn't get out last night. We were tuckered after we came back, and I have a blanket that actually has a deadline. Love it, but actually has a deadline for Mother's Day. So I Sunday had tried to work on this blanket before I had a nap and before I went on Big Jack story time, which I had a great time, by the way. And I kept having issues with the count. And then I'm like, okay. So then I get up Monday morning, have my coffee, start crocheting. I'm going to figure this out. Had a problem with the count. And these are the types of blankets because of the pattern on them and the design. You can't mess up. Hi, Kristen. Awesome. You can't mess up the design. So I'm like 4 or 5 rows going back and forth several times to figure out why this is messing itself up. Why am I having problems? Why am I off the count? Hi, the bud files. Why am I off the count? What's going on? What's the problem? So I got in my own little world, and I realized it's like 7:30, and I'm like, before I knew it was like 9:30 at night. I'm like, you know what? Forget this. We'll do the devotions tomorrow because we were all tired after we come back from Sam's Club. Hi, Mach. How are you, Sophia? And so I'm like, you know what? I'll just leave it and we'll do it tomorrow. So I'm going to do 7 and 8 today. Try to record 9. And I'm also going to be going on and doing like an unlisted live just so I can kind of take a screenshot of the different softwares that I've been trying so that people can understand my frustration. If anybody's trying to do streaming and so forth with the hike increase of StreamYard, what the other 2 softwares I've worked with and why we're kind of going with Streamlabs and so forth, and I have to do a screenshot recording of it. So I'll do that this afternoon, but it's going to be an unlisted live. But I thought I wanted to get on and talk with y'all and let you know what was happening. And then when we get home, we'll go record the devotion with Mama. And then sometime this week, I don't know if anybody's heard of the Flowbee, but it's time for this girl to have a haircut. I realized it today. It was like, I think to myself in my head, I can grow my hair. And I think of it every time. I think, oh, I can grow it. It's going to be long. I've always wanted long hair. Nope. I have the babyest fine hair. I don't know if you can see it. Baby fine. And there's not much I can do with it but keep it short. And I've just been putting off a haircut. So I'm going to have Mama, which is the salon I go to, use the Flowbee. For those that don't know what it is, being stage of growing hair is so annoying. I've tried and it's failed miserably every time because when I get to a certain point, all the curls come out and it gets so fine that it just starts breaking. Because I mean, I have baby fine hair. It's curly, it's fine, and it's. I've wanted long hair since I was God knows when, and God didn't give me. We tried, and God did not give me the ability to grow long hair. So guess what? This girl's. I've finally got to the stage where like it's just not. It's not in the cards unless I put extensions in my hair. So anyway, I don't know if anybody's ever heard of a Flowbee, but we have a Flowbee, and if y'all haven't seen it, it is something that attaches to the vacuum cleaner. So I figured out I'll bring you along. You may not be able to hear me because it'll be loud, but come for live and listen. Look at this Flowbee, and I think it's still on Amazon for sale.
I don't know.
So
we're on our second one.
Yeah. And
we've had one since the early
90s. And so if it is, I will go ahead and make an affiliate link for it. But so forth. And be lifting up Josh and Josh's family. His grandmother, his 95th grandmother, or 95-year-old grandmother, we did a little live going to her birthday party. She was in the hospital on Saturday, and she's having some health issues, and her heart's just not pumping like it should. And so she was in the hospital. They took out some fluid and so forth. So the news was not the greatest today. And just be praying. He was a little bit emotional. He was going to come.
She helped to
Yeah.
raise him too.
Yeah, she was like, excuse me. She was like a mama. When his mama, he needed help, he was there. Or she needed help, she was there for him. So they are very, very close. And like she says, I have 6 kids. I really have 7 because she considers Josh as a kid. So long hair, curl, cutter, and a towel. Oh, you have to see the Floby. Yeah, she's 95. They're not going to do any kind of, heart surgery or anything like that. She's 95. She's lived a very long life, but it's hard off the heels of Patty. I can say that. It's hard off of, dealing with the loss of Patty. Patty's passing was a month ago yesterday. So all that's still so fresh that this is hard. And it's just difficult. And he's sad. And he's with Mocha. Mocha was in her crate, but we sometimes will do that if she knows we're going, she wants to come with. And I knew that the best thing for him, if I was going to go with Mama to make the delivery with the chickens, she doesn't live very far, that that Mocha was there, and that she could you could take her out of her crate and be there for an emotional support. But she knows when we have her shoes on, we're going someplace, and she wants to come along, all the things. So she's at home with Josh is exactly where she should be, because we wanted to get the chickens delivered because our refrigerator's a little packed right now, which is a good thing. But yeah, yes, remembering them it will, and we do, but it's still part of the grieving process. It's still. Like yesterday was something, and I don't know what it was. I think I was in Reese's live in her chat. I just was saying something, and I started crying. And so that happens. Or I'll think of her. Or we went to church on Sunday, and my allergies and the spring weather doesn't like it. When Josh and I had our wedding, I was asked, and it was an odd request, but I honored it, was, can you please, because it was done by a family member that did something special, for us. So I did. And that person asked if we could play in the garden. And I was like, this is not something you usually play at a wedding. How do I facilitate that? So I did find in the garden to be played through, like, I walked down the aisle with music from like a harp playing, Here Comes the Pride with harp. So in that CD was also in the garden. And I figured, well, I could facilitate that request with this song through, a harp playing, and then that'll, honor that request. But when that song played, I went in the bathroom and I couldn't even listen. They started singing it. You probably saw me. I just jetted. I just was like, nope, I cannot listen to this song, because that is a family member that is chosen for the time period not to speak with us. So it was impossible for me to sit there and listen to it. And I just got it from my seat. I walked into the bathroom. I figured my mom knew exactly what it is. And I stayed in the bathroom until the song was over, and then I came out. I was in tears in the bathroom. I thought if somebody comes in, They're going to think, what is going on with her? But the minute that song hit, I remembered. And not only that it's kind of a song that people play at funerals, but that it comes with a painful attachment memory now. It's not a sweet memory right now. It's a hard memory. And so anyway, this will happen, life will happen, and this is why community is so important. Community is not there just to be there. Community is part of participating and being active within a community. If you think about it, it's probably a good topic to talk about. I do not have a green thumb. Mama does. This girl, nope, I do not have one.
Neither does your daughter.
No, nope. She skipped a generation, right?
2 generations.
I can cook, I can crochet, can't grow nothing.
Well, I'm not as good a cook as you are.
No. So that skipped that generation. But anyway, I just think about it as kind of like, if you're going to plant something and you're not going to feed it or nurture it and take care of it, it may grow and it may not grow. If you don't water it, if you don't take care of it, if you don't give it its fertilizer, if you don't do all those things, it's not going to grow. Well, if you want to grow friendships and communities, you have to invest time into making those relationships happen. They just don't happen. They happen over time, and friendships happen, and we can grow stronger together. I love plants enough to let them live in peace without hate. That's the way to do it. I love it. I have found a channel recently, and I have 3 blankets that I really would like to get done. Actually 4. I've got 4 started, but there's one that has a deadline by Mother's Day, and there's one that has another one that I have to get done, and then there's 2 more. But there's a channel that I've recently found, and I'm starting to try to figure out how to design and make patterns of my own of these blankets that I love doing. You attempted to grow some peppers. Tell us how that goes. And so I've been trying to say, okay, I'm going to start to learn how to put these. You can make patterns up through Excel. And I've been asked to do another blanket. I'm the blanket lady. I guess that's my name.
Yeah.
But I've been asked to do another blanket for our church, for someone in our church. And so I've got to do that one. So that's 5. And there is another one that I would like to do that is for a channel that I have found. It is called Our Life's Adventures. And I found them on Facebook. Now, my mother likes the flamingos. She's the flamingo girl. They have 8 monkeys.
Oh,
They have 8 monkeys. And I want to make a blanket, like a monkey blanket, and put 8 boxes of monkeys and write the word out monkey. And I want to design it myself and make it as a pattern and maybe put it up for people that want to make that blanket. I want to do a disco ball blanket. I want to start making my own designs and my own patterns, because by the time I get done, the lady that I've been purchasing, and I love her blankets, and I go to her blankets a lot for a lot of my stuff, but there's some stuff that I want to do that she doesn't have, and she's not doing any kind of custom orders. So I want to go ahead and do all of that. And so I'm trying to learn how to do that skill set. But anyway, I found this channel on Facebook, and I have watched it over the past month and just thought, it's just at times when I get sad, or I'm thinking of Patty, or I just need to have something to make me kind of laugh. These 8 goofy monkeys and the husband and wife are just, they make me giggle. They make me laugh, even when I don't feel like giggling and laughing. These 8 monkeys just are silly. I give them a heck of a lot of credit for having 8 monkeys. They have 2 camels. They have miniature ponies, and the care that they give all these monkeys, and they are so, they're just loved and they're just really cute. I would never want to have them, but they're just, and of course, they're very careful to say we don't advocate, we don't tell people how to own monkeys, get monkeys, anything like that, because there is so much care involved in taking care of these monkeys. But they're just really,
Rescues.
yeah, I mean, it's really cute, to.